Hi, I'm Jennifer of Celtic Knot Crochet, and today in this video I'll be showing you how to make the Little Lacy Heart. This works up very quickly, uses a small amount of supplies, and uses simple crochet stitches. I also have several projects that are easy to make using this Little Lacy Heart, and I'll show you in detail how to make each one after we go over the stitches for this crochet heart motif. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment below with your question. I'm happy to help. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up and click to subscribe so you can see more tutorials like this one. Let's get started. To make this Little Lacy Heart, you'll need size 10 cotton crochet thread. It is very thin, and if you're not used to working with something this small, don't worry. After we go over the stitches, I'll show you a variation where you can use medium weight yarn and still have a pretty heart. It'll just be bigger. You'll also need a 1.5 millimeter crochet hook. Has a small hook there on the end. And then you'll just need scissors and a small yarn needle to take care of these ends, or to use these ends to make one of those projects you saw quickly at the beginning. Since this is hard to see with the small yarn, I'm going to show you how to make this with much thicker yarn. And a much bigger hook. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make an adjustable ring. And if you're not sure how to make that, you can watch this video right up there where I take my time explaining this easy crochet technique. This is so the center of the flower at the heart can be pulled up tight and you can adjust the size of that hole. You're going to take the end of the yarn and wrap it around your non-dominant hand, just like so. Then cross it over on the back, and then you're going to reach your hook through the loop you just made and grab the working yarn to pull up a loop. This is the trickiest part right here. You're going to pinch the bottom of that loop so you can get your non-dominant hand ready to crochet. You could see my loop is still there, and then I'm going to do a chain one, and that locks everything in place, and I'm going to be working right into this big hole here. After I do a bunch of stitches in here, then I'm going to pull it tight and this hole will disappear. So now that I've done chain one, I'm going to chain two more. And all the stitches here at the center of the heart are popcorn stitches. So the first one we're going to call a beginning popcorn because we have to have these 3 chains here. Then we're going to do 4 double crochets. So yarn over, put your hook into that adjustable ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet, and we're going to do 3 more. Yarn over, hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, through 2. Do 1 more. Sorry, actually 2 more. So you can see here, my beginning chain 3, 3 double crochets. So this beginning chain 3 counts as my first double crochet of the popcorn. And then I have 3 more here for a total of 4. And I want 5. So each popcorn is going to have 5 double crochets in it. Now this is the essential part of a popcorn. You remove your hook from the working loop, make sure it doesn't unravel, and then put your hook through the top of that starting chain 3, and then we're going to go back through that loop that we let go of, and we're going to pull through the beginning chain 3. And by doing that, we make this little bauble or a popcorn. That's the beginning popcorn. Then we're going to chain 3. And now we're going to do a regular popcorn, still working in this big hole right here. So I'm going to yarn over, put my hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's another double crochet, and I'm going to do 5. That's 4. You can see there I have 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to remove the working loop, remove my hook from the working loop, put my hook through, here's that first double crochet, put my hook through the top of that first double crochet, then back through the working loop, snug it up, and use the hook to pull it through the first double crochet. And that creates that little bauble. And then I'm going to chain 3. And I'm going to repeat that till I have a total of 5 popcorns. So 5 double crochets. Five double crochets, remove my hook, put my hook through the first double crochet, then through the working loop, and then pull it through, and then chain 3. Here you can see I've completed the 5 popcorns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the chain 3 in between. And now I take that yarn tail from my adjustable ring and I pull it. And there goes the hole. It cinches it up. And now you can see the flower shape. And after that last chain 3, I'm going to put my hook right down into the first popcorn, yarn over, pull through the popcorn and through the loop on my hook. That's a slip stitch, and that joins it together. So now you can see the flower. Now, of course, this is much bigger than the one made with the thread, but I thought it would be easier for you to see what to do. So now we're on round 2. That was round 1. Round 2, you're going to start with a chain 1. And you're going to put a slip stitch into this next chain 3 space right here. Yarn over and pull through everything. Then you're going to chain 3. And now we're going to work in this next chain 3 space. We're going to do a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 3. Then we're going to do a treble crochet. A treble crochet, you yarn over twice, then you put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that makes a taller stitch. Then you're going to chain 3 again. And we're still working in that chain 3 space. We're going to now do a double crochet. These stitches right here create one side of the heart. Next we're going to chain 2. And now we're going to work into the next popcorn. And we're going to do a half double crochet. Yarn over, put my hook right into the meat of the popcorn there on top. Yarn over, pull up a loop. 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops for a half double. Then I'm going to chain 1, and now I'm going to do a half double in this next chain 3 space. Yarn over, hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. So we're almost finished with one side of the heart. Next I'm going to chain 2. And now I'm going to work in this next popcorn for the bottom point of the heart. And I'm going to do an extended double crochet. That's just a fancy word for making a double crochet that's a little bit taller. So I'm going to yarn over, put my hook into the top of the popcorn like so, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook. Now I'm going to yarn over and pull through just 1. Still have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So if you looked at it, you saw that it's very similar to a regular double crochet, except you add 1 little yarn over, pull through, and that makes it just a teensy bit taller. So I'll show you one more time. We have our chain 2 here after that last half double crochet. I'm going to yarn over, put my hook into the popcorn, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through just 1, still 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you can see half the heart is complete. This is our bottom point. Now we're going to repeat the same thing in the reverse order back up to the top. So I'm going to chain 2, then I'm going to work a half double crochet in the next chain 3 space. Then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to put a half double crochet in the next popcorn. Then I'm going to chain 2. Now I'm going to do all those tall stitches that make that curve of the heart. So I'm going to do a double crochet in the chain 3 space, chain 3, treble, remember 2 yarn overs, hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, through 2, through 2, then chain 3 again, working in that same chain 3 space. I can slide those stitches over a little bit, yarn over, put my hook in to do a double crochet. Then I chain 3, and here I am at that beginning, that slip stitch right before that first chain 3 I made. I'm going to put a slip stitch right into that. And you can see how we turned the round flower into the heart shape. And now all we have left to do is the simple edging. All it is chains and slip stitches. So you're going to do chain 3, and you're going to slip stitch in this first space here. Then you're going to chain 3 again, and you're going to slip stitch in the double crochet right here. And we're going to keep going like that all the way around. So chain 3, slip stitch into the next space, chain 3, slip stitch into the next stitch, and again, see how these big spaces, they need 2 of these chain 3 scallop edging. Chain 3, slip stitch in the next space, chain 3, slip stitch in the next stitch. Next we're going to chain 3, and we're going to slip stitch in the next space, and chain 3 again, slip stitch in the next space. These are smaller spaces. Then chain 3, one more time, slip stitch in the next space, and we're almost to the bottom point. Here's our bottom point. We're going to chain 3 again, and now we're going to slip stitch in the bottom stitch, that extended double crochet we made. And we've already gone around halfway. Now at the bottom point, we're going to chain 3 again and slip stitch back in that same stitch to make a nice rounded bottom there for the heart. And now we're going to work our way back around to the beginning. So chain 3, slip stitch in the next space, chain 3, slip stitch in the next space, chain 3, slip stitch in the next space, and now we've reached the bigger spaces, so chain 3, slip stitch in that next stitch, and now we have the hump of the heart here with the chain 3 spaces, so we're going to put 2 chain 3s in each of these. So chain 3, slip stitch into the space, chain 3, slip stitch into the stitch, chain 3, slip stitch into the space, chain 3, slip stitch into the stitch. And we have one more chain 3 space here. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into that beginning slip stitch of the whole round. And there you go. We've finished our little lacy heart. That's not so little. But it is very easy to convert this pattern. You can make it with the size 10 crochet thread. You could make it with size 3 crochet thread, which is a little thicker than this. Or here is some Bernat Home Deck yarn that is considered bulky, probably size 5. And this is what it would look like if you used some medium weight yarn. So you can see how much bigger it is, but the pattern still works. So if you're not keen on using the tiny thread, no biggie. You could make a bunch of these. I thought these would be pretty if you sewed them together here at the humps and made a nice garland. Let me show you how to finish off this project. I'm going to use this larger one, but you can see here too, I left the yarn tails because what I like to do is I like to really secure this adjustable ring on the back side of the project. So I pull it really nice and tight. See, the hole has pretty much disappeared. Pull it nice and tight, and that is my beginning yarn tail. And then I have here the ending yarn tail. So you'll want to take your ending yarn tail and put it on your yarn needle. Now again, if you're using the thread, you'll want to use a really thin needle with a small eye. This would be much too big for thread. I like to use an embroidery needle when I work with thread. And I noticed here that the heart looks nice, but it would look even nicer if I sewed this center part down a little bit. See how that makes the heart humps pop a little bit better. So when I'm weaving the ends in, I take that end yarn tail and my yarn needle and just go down this way towards the center of the heart. And I tug on it and see how that just helps that part of the heart go down and in. Just a little finishing touch. And I work my way over to where that beginning yarn tail ends. You see them here? And this is where, again, I just pull tight on that adjustable ring, and then I tie a double knot with these two ends, like so. And they're nice and secure now. That adjustable ring, that loop we made, is not going to open up. And then I would take these yarn tails back into the yarn needle and weave them through. Usually what works well is through the back side here of all those popcorn stitches, the base of them where the adjustable ring is. And I go around a couple times, and then I would cut right there, and my little lacy heart is finished. So the original, let me show you all the different possibilities. Again, you'll see these photos in the blog post at CelticKnotCrochet.com. So this heart is approximately 1 3/4 inches wide and about 1 1/4 inch tall, to give you some perspective. But this one here is about 3 3/4 wide and 2 3/4 tall. So big difference with using different hooks and different threads. What I like to do is I like to make a lot of little projects. So I used some metallic size 10 thread that I had in my stash, and it came out a teeny bit smaller, and I added a sparkly gem to the center with some glue, and I sewed on a jump ring, which is just a jewelry finding. It's a little ring of metal that I attached an ear wire to, and super easy, super quick, a nice little Valentine's Day or Christmas set of heart earrings. You could stiffen these if you like, but these are so small and light that they hold their shape nicely. Another thing I like to do, I found some even smaller thread. I just loved how it was very metallic on Etsy. It's Camellia by Yarn Art. The link will be in the description below. And that made an even tinier heart, but it's very sparkly, and I kind of did the same thing as the earring. I attached one of those jump rings and put it on a gold chain, and then I attached a teardrop crystal bead and another little seed bead, and there's a simple, quick, delicate, and unique necklace. Another thing you can make with the small heart is to just glue it on some cardstock and turn it into a card. Or you can put it on the inside of a card. Very quick and very unique Valentine's Day card, or just a nice little card to send someone to let them know how much you care. Another thing that I did is another variation for this project is you can do round 1 in a different color. So I picked a nice light pink, fastened off, and then just started with my slip stitch for round 2 in the red, and then glued this on a piece of felt that I cut with my pinking shears, and hot glued on a length of grosgrain ribbon, and here you have a pretty heart bookmark. And actually, there's one more project I can show you, and this is the whole reason I came up with this heart design. I found this here. Let me back it up a little. I found this wooden element at Hobby Lobby last year, bought it when it was on sale, and didn't get to it in time for Valentine's Day. So I was determined to do it this year. I experimented a little. This is a dachshund, and I have that kind of dog. So this is what I did. It had cute hearts across the front and the dog holding the string in its mouth. So I colored the string red and then just glued on each of the hearts. And I added this to my mantle decoration where I have another heart garland as Valentine's Day decoration. So that's where this project was inspired. I wanted to come up with a heart, a lacy crochet heart that fit on this wooden element. Now, if you can't find this exact element, you can do this idea by finding a template of a dog online, tracing it out, putting it on cardboard or foam core board, painting it, and then adding the little hearts across the front. So I hope you enjoyed making the Little Lacy Heart. I hope you maybe learned some new things, and we're successful. Remember, don't forget to leave us a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, just write it in the comments below and I'm happy to help you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to watch the next tutorial. Happy crocheting!